churches that received a letter from John. Now, the word mystery. A mystery is something that is difficult or impossible to explain or understand. This verse is a mystery. I'll come back to this word in a few moments. What does revelation mean? There are two definitions. One of them is a surprisingly and previously unknown fact. Unlike all the other books in the Bible that talk about the past, Revelation talks about the future. There are many hints and prophecies of this course, but not many people understood what was or is being foretold until John wrote Revelation. Second definition is the divine or supernatural disclosure to humans, something relating to human existence or the world. At the end of Revelation, it is written about the battle between Christ and Satan and what follows after Jesus wins. We know what Revelation means and a little bit about what it covers, but let's analyze it a bit more. The author of Revelation is John. John was in heaven in spirit, since he was in a vision, and physically he was on Patmos, where he was being held prisoner by the Romans because of his faith. The conversation is between Jesus and John. Jesus is telling John what to write in his letters to the 7 churches. The subject of their conversation is the spiritual status of the 7 churches. The symbol of the book of Revelation is the 7 lampstands. Jesus discussed the good things about the 7 churches, the commendation, and the bad things. The issues of the 7 churches are doctrine, spirituality, faithfulness, separation from worldliness, holiness, persecution, love of God, and uncompromising with the world. These may be the problems that they have or the things that they are criticized for. Now you may be wondering, okay, what are the 7 churches? Does anybody know? Anybody like to guess? Well, I guess you'll learn something. 7 churches are Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamos, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. A good way to remember this is egg, salad, plus turkey sounds pretty lousy. These 7 churches represent all the churches throughout the church age, not only when John wrote the letters, but on down through the centuries till the church is raptured. Till the church is raptured to meet the Lord in the air. They are representative churches, chosen by the Spirit because of their certain characteristics. For example, Ephesus, each one of these churches have a nickname. So Ephesus is called the Loveless Church. Philadelphia is called the Faithful Church. You get the point. All of these churches are named after the cities they are in. So Pergamos is in the city of Pergamos. Thyatira, the church of Thyatira is in the city of Thyatira. All of these churches or cities are located in Asia Minor, which is now modern Turkey. The island of Patmos is right around the corner. If you've forgotten, Patmos is the island where John is being held prisoner. We're going to be analyzing the 7 churches one by one and focus on the commendations, criticisms, instructions, and promises. First church is Ephesus. It is written about Ephesus in Revelation 2, 1-7. Ephesus is called the Loveless Church. Without love, we cannot serve God. We can spend our money, time, and knowledge in the kingdom of God. But if there's no love for God, then it is in vain. Which echoes Paul's statement in 1 Corinthians 13, 1-13, where he talks about love and how it is the greatest gift of all. Ephesus turned out evil, never gave up, and had patience. But they did not love their first love anymore. Jesus instructs them to love their first love again, and if they do, they will be able to eat from the tree of life in the midst of heaven. The personal message we get from the church of Ephesus is that God is full of love and expects the same from us. Deuteronomy 6:5 says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength." For each church, there's going to be a picture taken from the city or of the church building to help you understand their certain characteristics a bit more. This picture is taken from Ephesus. The second church is Smyrna. It is written about Smyrna in Revelation 2, 8-11. Smyrna is called the The church of Smyrna is going through tribulation and poverty, yet they stayed firm in their faith. God calls them that they are rich. Economically, they are poor, but spiritually, they are rich. Today, in many parts of third world countries, many people are going through, churches are going through persecution and suffering. But a great revival is taking place, especially in underground churches, which are in communist and Islamic nations. Many are dying as martyrs, but the Bible promises them the crown of life. 1 Peter 5:10 says, "And the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." This is a picture taken from Smyrna. The third church is Pergamos. It is written about Pergamos in Revelation 2:12-17. Pergamos is called the compromising church. The church of Pergamos had faith in Jesus, but they invited wicked acts. Today, many churches compromise with things that are really, in reality, against the Bible's teachings. Jesus instructs them to repent their sins and turn back to God. And if they do, they will receive a hidden manna and a stone they knew name. This is a picture taken from Pergamos. The fourth church is Thyatira. It was written about Thyatira in Revelation 2:18-29. Thyatira is called the corrupt church. This church does community service, but moral-wise, they compromise with the doctrine of Jezebel, such as accepting and ordaining homosexuals, which the Bible condemns as a sin. Leviticus 20:13 says, "If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them." In 1 Corinthians 6:9-10, it is written, "Or do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who practice homosexuality, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God." Thyatira is one of those churches. Jesus tells them that judgment is coming, and wants them to keep their faith. If they do that, they are promised to rule over the nations and receive Morning Star. Morning Star? What's that? Morning Star is just a metaphor for Jesus. The term Morning Star is also applicable for Jesus, for Satan, but in this case, it is meant for Jesus. 2 Peter 1:19 says, "We also have the prophetic message as something completely reliable, and you will do well to pay attention to it, as to a light shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts." This is a picture taken from Thyatira. The fifth church is Sardis. It is written about Sardis in Revelation 3:1-6. Sardis is called the dead church. Yes, some people kept their faith, but the majority were spiritually dead. Jesus instructs them to strengthen their faith, and if they do, they will be honored and clothed in pure white. This is a picture taken from Sardis. The sixth church is Philadelphia. It is written about Philadelphia in Revelation 3:1-7-13. Philadelphia is called the faithful church. The church in Philadelphia is a good example of what our church should be. The members were faithful, kept the word of Christ, and honored his name. Jesus has nothing, absolutely nothing to criticize this church about. They're instructed to continue their faith, and if they do, they will receive a place in God's presence, a new name, and the New Jerusalem. This is a picture taken from Philadelphia. The seventh church, finally, is Laodicea. It is written about Laodicea in Revelation 3:14-22. Laodicea is called the lukewarm church. Jesus has nothing, absolutely nothing to praise this church about. All the seven churches had something to be praised about except Laodicea, but they do receive some criticism. This church is called lukewarm for a reason. They're not faithful, yet they're not unfaithful. They're in the middle. They're not too hot, but not too cold either. Jesus wants them to repent their sins and be more faithful. If they do, they are promised to share Christ's throne. This is a picture taken from Laodicea. So, today, let us check our Christian lives and see how we fit in with those 7 churches. Are you spiritually dead? Do you invite wicked acts? Change your ways. Do as God instructed you, and you will be rewarded the promises that you made. Please bow your heads and join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, help us live a faithful life. Let us be as faithful as Philadelphia. Not forget our first love, like Ephesus. Let us not compromise with others like Pergamos, not be faithful, yet not unfaithful either. We believe there is a reward. We believe there is a crown waiting for us up above. Amen.
Well done, well done, well done, well done. Give her a hand. Wow.